Yeah. So,
and I saw something else the other day. I tried to video it. I'm not even gonna bring that up till I can prove the video.
what's going on with
you? Know, I'm out there on the roads a lot. You know, moving around.
What is going on with you?
But look, Mitt saw it, so we have confirmed we got a hopping fox. It's a little mangy.
And you thought it might have been a mangy kangaroo.
I'd never seen. Well, I didn't know what it was. But I got to laughing thinking about it too.
Right.
I mean, but you've never seen a fox hop like that, have you?
I only going after prey, not just leaving. Yeah, no.
There it is, hopping. There it is.
$1,000. Certified USGA 6 handicap or lower are eligible. The first annual Bob O'Link Open, Saturday, July 8th at Antler Point Golf Course in Rushville. To find out more, visit antlerpointgolf.com. That's antlerpointgolf.com. Spell point with an E.
Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends, enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby! Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests, with your choice of white or chocolate cake, ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
This is a very special day. The breeze took the clouds all away. It swept the sky like a broom and got ready for a very special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
And a very special day it is. It's a wonderful Wednesday. We're on to the 5th day of July. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning, Bradley Gilbert. Good morning, Bradley.
Good morning, Becky.
All the way from Walmart.
Yay.
So the 4th of July is in the books.
In the books.
So now summer's over.
Yes, actually. Yeah.
You are not ready for that.
No.
Shocked chagrin.
No, yeah.
Gotcha.
No. Not ready for that at all. Wait, no.
Wait. Brian, you got to close that pull up right now. It's over.
No.
Done.
No.
Life as you know it.
Yeah, you scared me for a second. Yeah. No, but I enjoyed all the folks on Facebook putting that, it's almost 90 degrees, it's July, and Walmart should be putting out the Christmas stuff anytime now. But, there's those certain channels that are on Christmas movies all month.
Oh, yeah.
They beat us to the punch.
Well, they started to, they could, years ago, and I don't know if it's said as much as it used to be, years ago, when, even though we've heard stories, not that we're that old, right?
Mm-hmm.
They used to say Christmas in July.
Right.
So, and I've heard, like, I think people would buy all year round. Well, you have to, a lot of times if you have a big family.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
So, anyway, but they're not doing that today. The
I'll online shop from my chair by the pool.
There you go. All right, we're going to talk about the 4th of July. We also have our Lieutenant Governor going to be calling in today, so we have to be on our best behavior.
Yes.
Good behavior.
Yes.
And but let's thank our sponsors, Brian.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Fox Perlee Wealth Management, Po' Boys Barbecue, and Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors, and we
Absolutely.
appreciate that. It is Wednesday for anybody that's had, a lot of people had those good jobs that actually their vacations or their holiday started on Friday.
Yes.
So I think probably people are confused. I bet people think this is Monday.
Yeah, because, yes.
Having your Monday on your Wednesday.
I have one of my peers that works for Walmart that actually started PTO last Thursday, so it was off beginning Friday, and does not come back until next Monday. So now, is that an extended holiday or what?
Personal time off.
Yeah, and actually is not going anywhere, just staying at home, just relaxing.
Oh.
Mitchell, Bedford, and Bloomington's home for rock classics. 97.9 WSLM.
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
Welcome in 7 minutes after the hour. It is a Cook's Pest Control Best of Edition. It is the Rick and Bubba Show. Well, guys, we're taking a little break, a little July 4th vacation week. Hope you are enjoying this week as well. You'll hear from Speedy and Greg as we play out the rest of the week, and then we'll all be back together again on Monday, July the 10th. I think that's the 10th, but we'll be back Monday for sure. Many stories, Rick's in France, and by the way, for those of you that continue to ask, love your heart, by the way, in sending the emails and messages about, I know there's some unrest in that area of the world right now, and so Rick and Sherry are fine. They are having a great time checking in with Rick daily, and all good in his world. All right, let's jump back into our next best of. This is one of my favorite, I guess you'd just call it a comedy bit. We had Craig Shoemaker on the show, and he talked about coaching Little League in California. This is hilarious. Take a listen.
Craig Shoemaker is with us. I'm digging into comedy gold, and that is the Philadelphia-raised Craig Shoemaker.
Living in California.
Living in California.
Where I coach Little League. They'll cancel a game if there's a cloud in the sky.
Right.
I played on broken glass in tornadoes. The only grass in the entire field was in the coach's bong. Run it out!
Yeah. So
Right, that's how we rolled.
now tell Bubba
Now they have no outs and no runs.
No outs for the first 2
We've
years.
been through that. It's unbelievable.
Oh my God, and I'm not used to this. You know I'm intense. I go, he's out. 7 mothers, the helicopter mothers. No, he's not out. No, read the rules, Coach. Apologize. You made Geoff cry. I have to make a public amends to Geoff in front of everybody. I'm sorry, Geoff.
Thank you.
And I'm like a ventriloquist. You're out by a mile. Get used to it. It's going to happen again, all right, Geoff? Tell your parents your name is Jeff. I got to call this kid Geoff with a straight face for a whole year, and you can't nickname kids. I go, good catch, Ben. The mother comes to the fence. No, Coach, we named him Benjamin, thank you. We named you back in the stands, Medevac. Get out of my face. Are you serious? You can't nickname now? We all had nicknames. They shorten your last name. My last name is Shoemaker. They still call me Shoe in Philadelphia. Steve Wartenberg is Wart. Cerami is Ceram. Scott Astor wasn't fond of the method, but he dealt with it. Right? You had to deal with this thing. I'm not kidding you. The other day I'm watching 9-year-olds, right? And this kid comes up. He's always bats last, and he wears this cage helmet and all these pads. It's a ball, not a landmine. Hurt marker. And by the way, when I'm pitching batting practice, I'll clunk them. How'd that do with the Kevlar? I swear to God, are you serious? And they use softer balls now. You got to be kidding me.
Oh gosh,
we would duct tape a bat, and there would be a waterlogged ball, and we would hit each other intentionally.
Oh sure.
That's exactly right. That's how you learn. But this kid walks up, I swear to you, 3 straight strikes. He does not move. 4 mothers yell out, "Good try, Harrison." I said, what kind of a message is that, good try? Try to look like a statue? He's a winner. He stared at the ball that's not trying. You got to be kidding me.
Good try, Harrison.
I swear to you, I'm going out, and all the ADD people. What's
it's
this
out
ADD?
of control.
Attention deficit. We were all children at one time. Were you going, I'm paying attention to every word you say. Whatever you tell me, I will do it. Of course not. It was called hyperactive.
Right.
I was so hyper I used to sleepwalk, wet my sister's bed. Okay? No one gave me drugs for it. They just turned me around. There, go pee in your own bed. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. You learn. You sit in your own wet.
That's right. Now, did you just tell me?
Restless leg syndrome. Have you ever heard of such a crock in your leg?
Oh.
Restless. They're getting out of school for restless leg. Where was this when I was growing up trying to get out of a test? I could fake this easy. Oh, what's going on, teacher? I got a restless leg. I forgot my pills.
You're right.
Going out of my mind.
Gosh, Kevlar. So
Yeah, Kevlar.
I'm back at Kevlar.
Stay with me. Stay with me, Rick.
I'm still at Benjamin.
We're going to keep moving.
I need drugs. I need drugs. I can't pay attention.
Oh, shoey.
By the way, they would have diagnosed me the first day in school, under today's standards. First day.
Of course they would have.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what our cure was for that? A whooping. It made me pay attention.
Oh, yeah. My mom would actually say, go get me something to beat you with.
Oh, yeah, we had to go get our own switch.
Like I'm going to come back with a 2x4 with a nail in it. I brought her a sponge because I was clever, a critical thinker.
Right.
Here you go, Ma. Wail away. Ouch, you're hurting me. Not the wet sponge.
But, Craig, you see the coach you're describing and the birth process you were talking about,
They don't
to
go
us,
together.
doesn't
See,
seem
that's
to
the
go
thing.
together.
That's the thing. I'm
You turned
combination.
Cali. You went
I'm not
Cali
Cali.
on us.
Do I sound like I'm Cali?
A little
I'm
bit.
in
You
a
live
fight.
in L.A., don't you?
A little bit.
Listen, I tell my kids every day, I go, if they start something, I say, listen, your first day, here's what you do. You show them who you are the first day. You intimidate them. You knock that kid down. And then help him up and give him a hug and ask him how he feels. See,
Right.
So you're both people. That's the first day of ballet. That's what I tell them. You get in there. Torchete, knock him down before that torchete.
Please tell Bubba the different coaches you have to have now out in California.
Well, first of all, you got your bench coach now. That's just basically cat herder,
Right.
Babysitter.
Yeah, whatever happened to the days where you cheer the kids on, your fellow teammates? They
You
don't
can't
do that
do that?
anymore.
You can't
They
do
don't do it anymore.
I know.
Remember you say about and all that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Chatter, man.
heckling. That's
Chatter.
No chatter. We were told chatter.
Absolutely. We need a
Is it
pitcher, not a-
chatterless zone?
Huh? You're not allowed to do chatter. They actually have politically correct chatter. Like you can't
What do
say
you say?
You can't say anything about the other team. First of all, you can't say no batter. They'll throw you out.
Are you?
And they have a
kidding me?
woman that does it. You sign up for different assignments. By the way, snack schedule. Please stop putting reply all. if I get one more reply all, and I have to go, I'm bringing cupcakes, homemade, and then you have the ones that come back. How wonderful of you to do that. Can you do gluten-free? By the way, this one's lactose intolerant. He can't have sugar. He can't be within a mile of a peanut. You know what they're allergic to? Fun. They're allergic to fun. Have some fun. Pulling out the inhale. Time out. You ever see a kid get injured? Hangnail. Get on a knee. Take a knee.
Oh, I hate that.
That's for paralyzed. anything less than that, you don't take a knee.
No. Greg, it's actually, I mean, they take a knee for something.
Take a knee. We have one kid. I coach football too. Oh my God.
Oh, that's going to be outlawed before long.
Oh,
That's the whole sport.
Oh, yeah, this kid went down every play, and then they would go, and then he would get up. It's like heaven can wait. All of a sudden, he's dead, and all of a sudden, it's a hangnail. Literally, he's on the ground with his pinky, and all of a sudden, oh, he's up. Yay! What are these kids going to be like when they grow up?
Oh, can you imagine?
Because
this is your dad.
They'll get
Picture this being your
participation
dad.
trophies. They get all the trophies.
Picture that's your dad, and you're going through a rough patch.
Oh, God.
The family.
Imagine the job interview that they go on, their first interview, and the guy turns to him and says, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to hire you. And he goes, really? Mom?
Right, yeah.
And Mom's on the interview with him, and he goes, what do I get for being here? Do I get to take this pen for participating in the interview? They're going to wait for a parting gift. This is what we're raising.
It's unbelievable.
Feel. We're raising.
Rick and Bubba.
These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team, faster and for free. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Bubba. That's linkedin.com/Bubba to post your job for free. Or visit rickandbubba.com under the sponsors for a link. Terms and conditions apply. All right, folks, you've heard us talking about what Relief Factor can do for your pain for several years now. If you struggle with occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living, consider this. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free. It's made up of ingredients that simply help your own body deal with its natural inflammatory response. And we kid you not, Relief Factor is for real. And the majority of people who order the 3-week quick start for just $19.95 go on to order more. Try it at relieffactor.com or rickandbubba.com under the sponsors.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
At Taco Bell, we like to keep mornings simple because before 11 a.m., you're not down for whatever.
No.
You're not interested in trying new things.
No.
You want a breakfast that's toned down and delicious, like the Breakfast Crunch Wrap with fluffy eggs, sausage, melty cheese, and a crispy hash brown in a grilled tortilla.
I want to eat that.
See? You may not be a morning person, but it's morning, and you're a person. Taco Bell breakfast, served until 11 a.m. At participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only while supplies last.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event has arrived with limited quantity deals on top tech to power any passion. Save on select XPS PCs and more powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Plus, get savings on select monitors and accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. Save today by calling 877-ASK. Dell. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to U.S. residents by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
On job sites, few things are more important than a solid work boot. At Boot Barn Work, we pride ourselves on knowing that no matter your trade, when there's hard work to be done, your boot should be built for non-stop protection and mobility. Thoroughgood checks all the boxes. Their Wear Anywhere boots are time-tested and crafted with the highest quality materials for relentless support. For job-fitted boots, Thoroughgood at Boot Barn Work.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FUN for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FUN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FUN for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
All right, folks, you've heard us talking about what Relief Factor can do for your pain for several years now. If you struggle with occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living, consider this. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free. It's made up of ingredients that simply help your own body deal with its natural inflammatory response. And we kid you not, Relief Factor is for real. And the majority of people who ordered the 3-week quick start for just $19.95 go on to order more. Try it at relieffactor.com or rickandbubba.com under the sponsors.
New Albany, Jeff, and Clarksville's home for rock classics. 97.9 WSLM rocks.
You're listening to The Rick and Bubba Show, the two sexiest fat men alive.
You are indeed 21 minutes after the hour. It is a Cook's Pest Control Best of edition, and we'll keep plugging away here with these best of bits.
On that whiskey on that shelf. Should have said don't buy no shots from no one else. Should have come with a warning.
We're talking about the Texas deer hunt, which started the vacation, left after the big year ender. We have Scott Gorosky, Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Pastor Les Hughes was there, and then of course we had Speedy's oldest son Tyler, Dan Moultrie's son Daniel. So other than Scott Gorosky getting choked on a soft drink on the plane, now let me set this up so you know this next phase, which Bubba got text on and became one of the early big stories on this trip.
It was early.
When one of the things that we talked about was because of the size of our group, that we needed, we looked at, you know how, Bubba, when we always say there's something about I've done this before that really makes it better, you know, hey, I've done.
Yeah, well, you know kind of what to expect, so you're mentally prepared, you got your stuff like you like it.
So what we determined is that last year we spent too much time getting our license. Once we got to Texas, we had to go get our license. So we all bought them online, okay, so that was not, and one of the things we said, we need to get off the plane, get in the trucks. Hey, you know, because it doesn't really matter how you dress on this kind of hunting, have yourself ready to go. Let's put our boots on. Let's go hunt.
Mm-hmm. And let's get a good Friday afternoon hunt.
We need to get a deer on the ground.
So somebody can get on the board. So because we knew that on Sunday, which was the last day of the hunt, we were pressed to get back. So let's go ahead and knock something out Friday.
But, you can take all that a little far, obviously.
Well, here's the thing. So
I mean, eliminating the license, I get that. But what y'all asked me to eliminate is ridiculous.
Greg, we didn't ask
you to do anything, little man.
You didn't communicate with us. You didn't communicate with us. I thought I'd left my kids at home.
Well, I had one, and his in my truck.
Right. So here's what we did. We land. There are 2 trucks because we got enough people. We need 2 trucks.
Right. Ground transportation when you get there.
So we get on the ground, and of course it's like, hey,
this is just some little airport with it's not like international airport. Right.
Get on the ground. Everybody grab your bag. Get in a truck.
I think in Kingsville, Texas, you just get off the plane, get in the truck.
Unfortunately, because there's 2 trucks, you don't ever have the thing where you go, everybody here? you assume, because it's grown men, and except for the two sons who were teenagers, that Dan's in charge of his son, you're in charge of your son.
And we're in that truck.
I didn't think I had a son on
Right.
this trip. So I'm like, I just got into a truck, and when I pulled the door, I'm like, I look around, I see who's in my truck, and I assume the other truck has everybody else.
And let me say this. Hold on. And let me say this, that the airport is so small that the transportation drives out to the plane.
Right.
So it's feet from the plane. You step off, walk a couple of feet, you're in the car. So that's kind of what everybody did.
Well, can I tell what I did? Here's what happened. I had to go to the bathroom. We've been on a plane 2.5 hours. I needed to relieve myself. Yeah. Y'all were scared of Gorosky because y'all were wanting to get, we got to hurry up and get out there. So y'all all holding y'all's pee.
Greg, I didn't have to. Greg, did you have to go? I didn't have to go.
That's a lie.
What do I got to go with little man?
You're telling me I'm the only
don't?
person. Okay, but let's throw that out. Let's give it. It wouldn't have mattered.
So
because you know what else I did? When we left, Gorosky showed up. He had Chick-fil-A for everybody, so we had stuff to eat on the plane. So when we landed, we had all that trash. I grabbed the trash. And I said, I'm going to throw the trash away.
Who'd you tell?
Any litter
somebody.
would be so
Who'd you tell?
I just said it out loud.
You did not?
Did y'all see me with the trash?
No, I didn't see little man with the trash.
No, you didn't look for me, obviously.
Well, because you're a grown man.
So I walked with the trash to throw it away, trying to, help out. My goodness, least I can do.
Yeah, but
so I throw away the trash, and I go, well, you know what? We've been on a plane for 2.5 hours. Or they'll wait on me, considering, they know I'm here. It ain't like there's 100 of us. It'd be easy to miss one of us.
Yeah.
Okay? So I go to the bathroom, and of course, then I'm walking through the lobby, and I see a coffee pot. I can't walk by a coffee pot.
You can't stop and drink coffee.
I did. I just stopped and filled it up and brought it with me. So I walk out the front door, and there's the plane. There ain't trucks nowhere. Tumbleweed blew by, and I'm like, there ain't nobody there. Nobody.
Not even a worker.
I haven't been gone 15 minutes. What y'all don't understand. Y'all act like I was gone an hour.
But it takes you 15 minutes to get some coffee.
Stop.
And use
don't
the
forget
bathroom.
Out the trash. Stop, because there's one person on this show that can relate to that loves. Let's get out there, and that's Mr. Bill Bubba Bussey.
Sure.
But
I like Bubba, would you assume? Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm talking about.
How about just look around, guys, and go, oh, hey, Greg ain't with us.
But
well, I know when we used to go on field trips in school, we had the buddy system. So who was Greg's buddy?
I didn't have a buddy.
I didn't think I
had not one buddy.
I thought I made the mistake of thinking Greg was in his mid-40s.
Yeah. or that he's got a voice and he can say, hey guys, I'm going to use the bathroom.
So we get on. Look,
anybody wanting coffee?
But
Here's the coffee pot.
Now keep no way y'all didn't see me walking across.
I didn't see.
It's all right.
The only thing I could think of is since Gorosky was kind of in charge of the trip, he and Dan, because one guy provides the plane, one guy provides the place. The rest of us are answering to those two.
That's right.
Because we don't get to go without those two.
That's right.
And
so y'all so scared. Gorosky told y'all could not.
Nobody was scared, little man.
What I'm saying is Gorosky might have said something to you, and the way he talks, you couldn't understand it.
Well, that's a good point.
We got to go. We got to get in the wood.
Listen, on the plane, all grow. Hey, we get there. We got to go. They were so scared that they wouldn't even go to the bathroom.
Greg,
I didn't have to go, Greg.
That's a lie.
Greg, I didn't have to go.
That's a lie.
Well, Greg, did you want me to go with you because I'm your big brother?
Right, you want to hold your little hand?
I guarantee you had to go to the bathroom. I guarantee it.
Hey, I'm outside the door, little man.
I'll say
Everything's
this.
Okay.
If I had to go, I was going to wait till we got to the place.
Well, there's no sense in that because there's the bathroom right here at the airport. I'm throwing the trash away. See, I was trying to throw trash away.
No.
If you'd have been doing something else, you'd have said,
I was getting your bag, apparently.
Yeah, I took care of that myself.
All right,
less that 1 second y'all actually saw me.
All right, listen, so we get in the trucks, and we're rolling. We're rolling to the ranch.
Greg, I would say we're almost halfway there.
We're rolling. All of a sudden, I look down, and Greg's calling me on my phone. I said, why is he calling me from the other truck? And all of a sudden, I look up, and I said, is Greg in another truck? And
he answers the phone to laughter. He didn't even say hello. He was,
well, y'all are in our rearview mirror, and Dan goes, why are they pulling over? Did a bag fall out or something? Speedy, call them. Tell them to meet us there.
We got to go.
And then all of a sudden, I get that phone call. Hey, I just laughed.
If y'all got Greg
here, we left Greg in the airplane.
Let me tell you the worst part.
Of all people to leave.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you the
how
worst
do you
part.
miss Greg?
Tell him, Bubba.
That's true.
Let me tell you
all
this.
I can think of is sweet Ganelle Burgess, how upset she would be that Rick left little brother.
Well, that's true. Because when we were growing up, we'd go somewhere, she'd look at it going, you keep an eye on your brother.
Take care of your little brother.
But listen to me. Here's the funny part. It actually lasted longer than it should. Typical us, we don't like to be guided. I thought they were messing with me and were hiding somewhere.
Around the building.
So I walked around a long time and refused to call because I thought they were looking at me. And I was like,
We probably clicked off 5 Texas miles while he refused to acknowledge.
I thought they were hiding watching me because I thought surely they didn't leave you.
Rick,
this is a trick.
I'd already started hunting, looking over to my left and right, seeing if I could see anything.
Yeah, I swear, y'all, I walked around, I know 15 minutes afraid to call because I said if I call, then they win.
Yeah.
They're watching me.
And a way to show them, Greg.
That's what. How about this? I was this close to thinking, well, that's one less person got to shoot.
My favorite though is that phone. I'm like, what? He was like, wait.
And you know those roads out there, you just drive on into nothing for forever. And we're way on down the road, Rick.
I still had my coffee when they got there.
Let me tell you how far we had gone. We saw city.
Yes.
I mean
that and border control.
That's boy.
Well, you gotta be careful there.
So we let right out of the gate. So we realized when we start this hunt, Scott Gorosky nearly chokes to death on a soft drink on the plane.
Right.
We left Greg. I mean, at some point you think to yourself, my goodness, should we just stop? I mean, what else?
Should we go back now? But at least little man got to use the bathroom and get some coffee.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Then you became that guy everybody looks at. Hey, your brother's been a baggage horse.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Summer is calling our name, and this year you can actually get the free time to enjoy it like we will with HelloFresh. Figuring out what's for dinner, not the top of anyone's summer activity wish list, but with delicious HelloFresh recipes delivered right to your door, pre-portioned and ready to cook, you can skip the planning and shopping and get back to what you were doing, which is whatever you want. And it tastes so fresh. In fact, HelloFresh's ingredients are picked at peak ripeness and travel from the farm to your doorstep in just 7 days. Plus, it's 25% less expensive than takeout, and HelloFresh isn't just for dinner. They have finger food, snack board, kid-friendly s'mores bundles, new summer selections available from HelloFresh Market. They're a hit at parties. How about this? It'll be a cinch to serve them, so why not take it easy this summer with America's #1 meal kit? Sign up today for 16 free meals plus free shipping with the code BUBBA at HelloFresh.com/Bubba. Or find that link at RickandBubba.com under the sponsors button. Folks, we've been talking about Relief Factor on our show for quite some time now. Do we guarantee Relief Factor is going to lower or eliminate your occasional aches and pains? No, we never make a claim like that. But what I can tell you is that the majority of folks who order the 3-week quick start pack for only $19.95 go on to order more. Now, what we really like about Relief Factor is it's 100% drug-free. It's a supplement that's made up of ingredients that simply help your own body deal with its natural inflammatory response. For a lot of us, that's very important. Getting older, working outside in the warm weather, even exercising can cause frustrating aches and pains, or maybe it's the occasional back, shoulder, or hip pain that's bothering you. Relief Factor has helped us and so many of our friends, so when you think of it this way, is $1 a day too much to see if you can get out of some of that frustrating pain? To order this 3-week quick start pack for $19.95 plus shipping and handling, just go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. Let's see if we can get you out of some of that pain. Also, you can go to RickandBubba.com. Look under the sponsors button for a link. Are you looking for peace of mind when it comes to your car's performance? Well, then look no further than our friends at CarShield. We know that auto repairs can be a headache, especially when they come out of nowhere. That's why we have CarShield. You don't have to worry about the rising cost of car repairs. Plus, you can lock in your price and it will never go up. Even if your car is over 3 years old, it's still prone to expensive costs. With plans for every budget, CarShield offers protection plans that cover more parts than ever before. Whether your car has 5,000 miles or 150,000 miles, plus they offer plans that come with roadside assistance 24/7, courtesy towing, and rental car options to get you back on the road quickly. CarShield is dedicated to protecting what you drive because it's just a matter of time before you're going to need repairs, so don't wait till it's too late. Call CarShield today at 1-800-465-6550 to save 20% on your plan. Lock in your price and it will never go up. Call 800-465-6550 or carshield.com/Bubba to save 20%. Our friends at TheraBreath have some good news if you have bad breath. Try TheraBreath Fresh Breath Oral Rinse. TheraBreath is dentist formulated by Dr. Katz himself. TheraBreath doesn't mask bad breath like those burning alcohol mouthwashes that can actually irritate sensitive mouths. It's alcohol-free and free of gluten with no added dyes or colors. Find TheraBreath in all your favorite retail and drug stores. Look for the bright orange cap or online at TheraBreath.com. You can find a direct direct link at rickandbubba.com under the sponsors. TheraBreath, confidence in every capful. Attention, all you coffee drinkers. There's a brand new brew that you definitely want to make part of your daily ritual. If you enjoy delicious, good coffee like us, My Coffee needs to be your new drink. It's organic, which is so important because if not, then it contains chemicals banned in this country decades ago. You've heard us talk about My Pillow for years on this show, and now they've got My Coffee direct from the mystore.com website. Go to mystore.com, enter the code BUBBA to save 25% off your order of My Coffee, or find a link at rickandbubba.com.
If you're a frequent listener, well then, you've probably heard us talk about Simply Safe. You know they were named the best home security of 2023 by U.S. News & World Report. So they're probably sitting around resting on their laurels, right? No, definitely not. They're always innovating, like their new 2-in-1 smoke and CO detector. It's next generation hazard detection that distinguishes between fire and cooking smoke, so your home is protected and you get fewer false alarms. With Simply Safe's 24/7 professional monitoring service, trained agents stand ready to respond to an emergency. Monitoring service costs under $1 a day. Simply Safe is easy to set up yourself, or you can have a certified technician install it for you. Financing through a firm, you can secure your home today and pay over time in installments that fit your budget. Right now, get 20% off when you sign up for interactive monitoring. Visit simplysafebubba.com. That's simplysafebubba.com, or visit rickandbubba.com under the sponsors. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Rock out at work, rock out in the car, or wherever you are with 97.9 WSLM.
The way I talk, I guess I got it.
Welcome in. 35 minutes after the hour, it is a Cook's Pest Control Best of Edition. I am Helmsy. This is the Rick and Bubba Show. This hour of the Rick and Bubba Show is made possible by LinkedIn.com/Bubba. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. Every one of us wants to be 100% certain that we have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why we encourage you to check out LinkedIn.com/Bubba. LinkedIn Jobs help find the right people for your team faster and for free. And your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions, making it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. They help you find the candidates worth interviewing. Did you know every week nearly 50 million job seekers visit the site each week? Join us and post your job for free at linkedin.com/Bubba, or find a link at rickandbubba.com under that sponsors tab.
Ain't breaking ground, making sound for them, drop it down, tailgaters. But y'all, that's all I know to say. So if you think I'm full of it, I ain't done it, check the resume.
All right, let's jump back in. Hadn't heard this one in a while. We have a little fun with ice cream. Take a listen.
What ice cream man do we lose?
Rick Irving Robbins, the co-founder of Baskin Robbins, who brought us Rocky Road, pralines and cream, and other exotic ice cream concoctions, and brought it to every corner of the United States, has died at the age of 90 years old. Robbins had been ill for some time and died Monday in the Eisenhower Medical Center in California. While the company advertised that it offered 31 flavors, in fact, it had created more than 1,000 flavors over the lifetime of the business, according to the website. Generations of kids have eaten at Baskin and Robbins stores. And according to Robbins, he said in an interview in 1973, frankly, I never met a flavor I didn't like.
Irvine is gone. Bubba,
now, a great history here, and I think a great lesson to be learned. Robbins opened his first ice cream store in Glendale, California in December 1945, shortly following his discharge from the Army. He used $6,000 from a cashed-in insurance policy his father had given him at his bar mitzvah. Robbins offered 21 flavors at that first store.
That's the way to come out of the gate.
Years later, his brother-in-law Burton Baskin opened an ice cream store in neighboring Pasadena, and by the end of the 1940s, they had joined forces to create Baskin-Robbins. Robbins recalled they used a coin to flip to decide which name would be first. They also had a revolutionary idea to sell their stores to managers, pioneering the franchise concept for ice cream stores. As a corporate policy, employees were allowed to eat all the ice cream they wanted, Rick, because Robbins said, "I don't want my employees stealing."
Can I tell you what? That's a great man, folks. And those of you that are worried about how ice cream's going to affect you, he lived to 90 years old.
Would all of us make that deal right now?
Oh, I won't see none. I mean, I can't say that's not my call, but I would say it would be highly unlikely. But you know, maybe. But let me tell you this: to enjoy that much ice cream and live to be 90.
No, unbelievable.
I remember.
You know, he tore down some ice cream.
Oh my goodness! How much did he eat?
He pioneered the policy of employees eat free because he was one of them.
You better believe. You think if he walked in, he didn't get him a scoop or two every single time?
Now, Robbins also was known for upholding the quality of the ice cream that his stores serve, regardless of the cost. He says everybody has a proprietary interest
you better believe
in ice cream, which this whole story's become very difficult to read because all I can think of is Rocky Road.
I wish I had a couple of scoops right now.
Now, he sold the franchise or sold the business to United Fruit Company in 1967, but continued to work with the company as a consultant until the 70s.
You know, I remember, you always have these childhood memories. Where we lived, we had a Baskin-Robbins just over the hill, okay? And it was not something that you could have.
We were supposed to do some goat yoga, remember?
Gosh, that's right. We got to do goat yoga. Okay, well, I've got it on the calendar.
Okay. Let's talk about after the 4th of July and now, we're still early in July, the month. What are some new rules and what are some new guidelines for our state, Suzanne?
Well, there were a lot of laws that were passed this past session. I think there were like 1,200 bills or 1,100 bills that were introduced, and I think right around 250 actually became law. And some of the ones that became law really affect Hoosiers and help to keep money in their pockets. One of the laws that was passed is that health care plans, your insurance plans, actually any rebates that the insurance plan gets from drug manufacturers has to be passed on to the individual. And so that helps those individuals have savings, and rather than allow the insurance companies to have more money. So I thought that was really a positive for Hoosiers. There were some other bills that were passed that I think are really extremely important. There was a bill that actually is putting more money into our public health, because as we know, as Hoosiers, we're not as a rule, as a population, very healthy. I think we're down in the 41 or 42 in the country in terms of overall public health. And so being able to put additional money, I think there was something like $236 million that was put in the budget to allow our local health departments to be able to opt in to get more money to help support our public health was really important. And then, of course, Becky, we've talked about this before. I'm very passionate about mental health and addiction because we've seen since COVID a 20% increase in anxiety and depression among our population, but a 60% increase among young people. And so the General Assembly put an additional $100 million into mental health for the state of Indiana and addiction, and I testified on behalf of Senate Bill 1 in the House and the Senate, which was really unusual for a sitting lieutenant governor or governor to testify on behalf of a bill. But I felt so passionately about it that I testified, and that bill put in place the funding and infrastructure for the 988 suicide hotline, so that people now have a number to call where they're connected with a professional who can get them connected to services. And I think that will go a long way towards helping Hoosiers get the help they need. Those were some of the really, really big ones. But then there were other ones where, there are going to be automatic speed cameras coming to highway work sites, which will help keep our highway workers safe as they're working, because we've lost staff and we've lost good people because people don't slow down around those construction sites. So that'll be helpful. Just so many more. And then one which was really kind of interesting is that only dogs and miniature ponies can be service animals. So I didn't really follow the discussion on that, Bill, but I suspect some very unusual animals were being claimed to be service animals. And, Indiana took the step to say that only miniature ponies and only dogs could be service animals, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
But a lot more. But, I know that you all know how important broadband is and internet is. How is your connection down there, Becky?
It's getting better. Yeah, we've had some, on the school board, we've had some areas where, some of our rural areas, we've not got service, but we're getting better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's doing really well now. But we had to be very creative. Whenever we had to do like e-learning, we had to we parked the school bus so that they could get service for certain areas that weren't receiving areas. So, but we're getting a lot better. It's getting out, and they're working hard on that.
Yeah, our local REMC is offering internet, through the electric now, and that has made a huge difference. Because I live in a rural part of the county, and during the pandemic, it was challenging for some families to have that, and that's really in the last year and a half has been more available to people out in the rural areas. So that's improved. So that's a win for us out here in the county.
Oh my gosh, well of course, and Indiana has been a leader among the states in terms of our investment in broadband. We've today awarded $268 million, which I know some of that has been there in Washington County and in your listening area, and that when fully deployed will connect 75,000 new families and businesses. But at the end of June, really, really good news, because the bipartisan infrastructure bill, they finally announced that Indiana would receive $868 million to be able to continue to expand broadband. So we're working on putting together a strategic plan to do that, and let us hope and pray that when that is fully deployed, we will have every Hoosier connected to the last mile, because it is so critically important in terms of not just economic development, but as you mentioned, and Becky, education, but also, healthcare and quality of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes a
So,
difference. Yeah.
we're excited about that. And OKRA, the office that I oversee, the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, is the office that actually awards those grant monies and makes sure that they're putting in place the program they need to be able to get people connected. So we're excited about that.
Right. Got to keep pushing on that. I want to go back on the question on the mental health. Will there be some public service announcements coming down the pipe for the for the number and what people can call? Because I know, and we've made huge steps, with mental health, and showing that it's okay, and it's okay to not be okay. You know what I mean? And we've worked hard on that. And we know that there's been a lot of facilities that we used to have that were for help have been closed. And I know that that we don't always have enough, I guess, on that. But will there be any public service announcements coming out for that?
Oh, absolutely. And that is part of the funding that was put in place, is to help support the infrastructure for that, but also to raise awareness out there among the public to people, so that they realize that there's a 988 number that they can call. I mean, everyone knows now when there's an emergency at home or at your workplace, you call 911. Well, this will be the same thing when you're in crisis, or even when you're not in crisis. Say you just want to know how to get help or how to talk to someone, you can call that 988 number. So, absolutely. And I think it's, to your point, Becky, I think it's really important that we get that information out among our young people, because I saw a recent study that said 1 out of 7 high school boys over the last 6 months contemplated suicide, and 1 out of 4 high school girls contemplated suicide in that same time period. And we know that suicide is the second leading cause of death among young people. So, it's extremely important that Hoosiers are aware that there is a number now that they can call And of course, we've talked about this before. For me, it's very personal because my mother suffered with depression. We buried my brother last year. He was an alcoholic, and then my younger sister, Nancy, died in her early 20s by suicide. And so, part of it is having that awareness, removing the stigma, and then having enough people that we can get help for those that are struggling. And so, it's why I co-founded the Indiana Mental Health Roundtable, was to be able to harness the resources from the private sector so that we can come alongside what the state is doing and look at how we can help. So we need all hands on deck with this.
I agree. Well, I would welcome those public service announcements. Any part I can play, here in the Kentuckiana area, southern part, will definitely help out, because it is something, and it's something that, I'm so happy that it's being talked about, and I'm happy that people are coming forward, and we see even celebrities, we see, our local celebrities, people talking about it and sharing your stories just like you did, where their family, and these are things that the more we talk about it, the more I think it's being accepted, and realizing that it's okay. You go to the doctor if you break your leg, or your arm or something. So why would you not, if you just need, someone to talk to, or just need to, check in with someone? It makes sense.
Well, of course. And, I always say there were a lot of bad things that came from COVID, and there were some good things. One of the bad things is we all went through a mental health crisis, right? I mean, it might have been depression or anxiety or isolation or fear. The good news is we all went through that. So now we have a better understanding. We understand that, at some point in time in your life, you can go through a mental health challenge, and it's okay. And, we just have to be able to have someone to reach out to, or have a number to call. We have to have those resources. And and we're getting there. And the General Assembly, with their, ability to put money in, and make it a priority this session, I think goes a long way towards getting help to people. We're not there. We are not totally there yet, but we're getting there.
So, Lieutenant Governor, I have a question. Along these lines, there's been companies that operate not just in Indiana, but across the country, that have realized the importance of making sure that they're
Brownstown, Seymour, North Vernon, the region's rock
part of their benefits, and that's just as important as coverage, their dental coverage, vision coverage, things like that. So, but along this line with this money that you had talked about, is there any plan from the state to develop plans to how to show the importance of that to the businesses that may not have that as part of their packages, or that don't have that, are not on board yet with the importance of that for employees to kind of another line of defense to get Hoosiers, the access to mental health care and awareness as well?
No, I think that's a great question, and so many providers do have employee assistance, and I would say the vast majority of employers have some kind of mental health employee assistance. But I think what we have to do as a state is we've got to be sure that we have enough behavioral health specialists and therapists and psychiatrists out there, so that when people do reach out, we have the resources to be able to help them. And I know that we have done some things to move in that direction. The Division of Mental Health and Addiction last summer awarded $15 million to IU School of Health to be able to provide more psychiatric residencies, so that we can keep psychiatrists here in the state, because we are woefully underrepresented in the amount of psychiatrists we have, and the same thing for behavioral health therapists. So I think the state's challenge is to look at ways and avenues that we can get more people into the behavioral health field, so that when someone reaches out, or when an employer has an employee that needs help, there's someone there for them. Because what we hear today, and I've heard it from a friend who, her husband died, and she was trying to get a child in to see a therapist, and it was a month wait. Well, you know, a kid needs to see someone now. When you're in crisis, you need to see someone now. So that's how I believe that the state can, you know, it can make progress. It's by really looking at how do we get more psychiatrists? How do we get more behavioral health therapists? How do we support telehealth more? How do we get telehealth in place to where, you know, if you're living in a rural area and there's not a provider nearby, you had the connection to be able to do a telehealth kind of visit and be able to get help that way. So I think it's a multi-pronged approach that we're taking and we need to continue to take to be able to ensure that not only everyone has the ability to access resources, but that we actually have the resources there for them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, so on this hotline, which I'm really a fan of, which I think is wonderful, will they do like a suggestion of someone that they could go talk to, or will they do a follow-up, or how is that? Okay, so let's say Brad and I were in a crisis or something going on, and we make a call, and so like I know that it'll probably be different, it'll probably be unique to the individual, but will there be resources to follow up with that person, or how does that work?
Yeah, there was money put in the budget for crisis response teams, so that you actually have teams that are available to get to someone, you know, and when they are in crisis. But you know what I think would be a great radio interview, Becky? What if I could get you connected with someone from the behavioral health care, you know, the 988 response line to get on your...
Oh, please do. Please, I would love that.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's do that way, because they're the experts and they can really talk in detail about where they are and what they're doing and how that works.
Right. Well, I think the more we kind of explain it a little bit more, you know, because a lot of times, you know, people maybe like will say, oh, that won't help, or, you know, I'm, you know, they just don't use that. So let's try to get it explained and, you know, to realize, you know, it's available. And of course, if we just keep talking about it more often, you know, the more often we talk about it, the better, and the more I think it will be utilized, I hope.
No, I think you're absolutely right, and that's the role you can play.
Yeah, and I will play
that awareness.
That's what we're here for, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's great. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, and we'll keep talking about that. That's great. So, any other laws, I guess, as far as you know, that the state has put out, or are we pretty well? Did we kind of go over most of them?
Oh my goodness! Well, out of 250, I'm sure there's a whole lot more we could talk about. You know, there was the domestic violence bill that was passed, which says that domestic violence suspects can't be released for 24 hours. So, you know, I think that is absolutely important in terms of protecting those victims of, you know, domestic violence. That was, you know, put in place. Some of the ones that were maybe not as high profile, but certainly are important to some people, is colleges can't refuse to provide a transcript if you owe the money. So in the past, if you were a student and you owed money and maybe you were behind on your loan payments, the college or university sometimes would not give you a transcript. So they solved that problem. And they also passed a bill, which I think is pretty important for law enforcement, because God bless our men and women who are in law enforcement protecting us every day. But they passed a bill that basically said that people that are at a crime scene or at an accident scene have to create a 25-foot buffer around the investigating officers, so they can't, you know, get in their faces, and they can't, you know, interfere with what the job that the officers are doing. And I think that was very, very important, to be able to allow our law enforcement to be able to do their job and not to be, you know, harassed or interfered by people that are there on the scene. So that was pretty important. Yeah. So, you know, just I can come back on. We can get even more bills to talk about in the future, because out of 250, I bet we can find some good ones.
Definitely. Well, I like that, and I'm really, you know, we support our officers, you know, city, county, and state all around, and, you know, we thank them for their service, all that they do, and yeah, I love that, and we need to really protect them for their sacrifices.
Yeah. So I did have a question, back to the service animal bill. When does that actually take effect? I work for a retail company, And it is kind of interesting to me to see all of the animals that are service animals to people, that they define them as service animals. So I was just wondering when that takes effect.
Well, it actually takes effect, most of the bills, unless they were designated otherwise, take effect July 1. It just went into place. But you know what we could do? Along with getting you the name of someone who works with the 988, the crisis line, what if I get you the language for that bill?
Oh, I love that.
It's House and Road Act 1334, which actually has, all the details, but it said that I guess the information I have, the law reads that a public accommodation shall be made with reasonable modifications in policies, practices, and procedures to permit the use of a miniature horse by an individual with disability, but also it sets requirements for when service animals are allowed in public spaces. So, previously the law didn't define what type of animal would be considered a service animal, and so this did. But let me get you some information on that also.
Suzanne, I've seen turkeys. I've seen people have a turkey for service.
No.
Yeah, it was a service animal. I mean, so there's, they very unique, and then some people have cats, so it's really interesting that they've narrowed it down to a dog or a pony, but I have seen, all different animals, and, we live in a rural area, so you never know what you're going to see. And I think I've even seen pigs. Yeah, I saw a pig one time that was
Yeah.
Well, our pets become part of our family. So, I understand. I've got a little dog, and my husband sometimes accuses me of loving her more than I love him, which of course isn't true. But we do love our pets.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the dog, wags his tail. Every time you come in the door,
That's right.
We don't always get that. I know. Yeah. Well, no, I think. Listen, I want to thank you for being generous with your time, and we'll let you go. And we're going to be gearing up, getting ready for a big state fair, and I know you'll be there, and all kinds of activities going on for the Indiana State Fair coming up.
Absolutely, July 28th. We'll be ready.
Yay! And we've got some giveaways. We'll be sending some local Southern Indiana folks up there and having some fun. My favorite food, the corn dog with pickle. So good. I crave it.
You're making me hungry, Becky. Well, you all have a great day, and I'll get that information to you.
All right. Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
You too. Bye-bye. Also, it got me thinking about the corn dog, but also the ice cream, Brad.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
They have got all kinds of good ice cream. So, it'd be
all kinds of great fair food up there.
That's the next on the radar, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's coming down the pike.
And we appreciate her giving us, we knew there were new laws coming in, and so we tried to hit them. So, real quick, let me finish. Well, actually, we're out of time, aren't we, Brad? Real quick. These were surprise healthy benefits of whiskey. It looks like it's loaded with vitamin C. Slightly, it says preventing cancer. I don't know. I think that's a stretch. A study found that people who drank whiskey, in very moderate, though, lower chance of getting cancer. And I guess it's all the antitoxins. I don't know. Preventing the other diseases too. A study in New York found that people who drink whiskey in moderation have lower chances of getting strokes, dementia, heart disease, and blood clots. Number 4, whiskey can calm you down. Calm down. Drink your whiskey.
Drink your whiskey right now.
And I'm not. Brad and I are not promoting that. Okay.
No.
Researchers in Toronto found 1 glass of whiskey can help you with nerves and lower your heart rate. Well, Brad, I need every brain cell I have. Okay.
I'm with you.
I need, whatever effect brings. You can't get more brain cells, but so I just can't keep losing them. I'm sorry.
I've always found when people say, "Well, this will, make you relax you and not make family situations less stressful." The best thing to make family situations less stressful is not whiskey; it's car keys. Here's your car keys. See you later.
Exactly.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah.
And then you get to keep those brain cells.
Right,
you don't have which
I'm telling you what, Brad, you know it. they're going fast. As we speak, our brain cells are
Every
going.
day it's like, I swear I had more.
I know.
Really.
No,
Just this morning when I got out of bed, I'm pretty sure I had more brain cells.
I say this to my family. I can function. I do know things. You know, I used to know things.
Yes.
You know,
it's there somewhere.
It's,
no.
Yeah,
or no,
I
I
can't
don't
get it
even
to
think
boot up.
sometimes
I
it's
don't
there
even know.
somewhere.
I can't get it to boot up. You know what I mean? It's not
yeah.
coming. You know, I'm thinking and nothing's happening. You know.
And then I blame everyone around me. It's your fault.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it was after daughter number 4. And then when I hit 5 and 6, it's like I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. You know what I mean?
It all became a blur.
Yeah.
Everything.
Another thing, Brad, the month of July brings is Shark Week.
Absolutely.
And I got to tell you real quick. Okay, I know we're running real quick on time. So the coolest. Okay, National Geographic has already started. Okay, that's not the. I don't know official, but that's not necessarily the 100%. Shark Week has not started yet, but I did watch this where this whale, and it was a humpback whale. This lady jumped in with it, and it was a cool story. And all of a sudden, the whale started putting her, like trying to get her to go up on, like raise her up on her back, you know. And then, you know, and she was like, she said, I knew taking photos of whales, I'd probably die this way. So she thought, this is something's going to happen here, okay? Well, then it took its, is it dorsal fin?
Dorsal
is that right?
fin.
The dorsal fin. They took the dorsal fin and kept trying to put her in. The whale was trying to put her under the dorsal fin. So she was like, oh, this is like, what's going on? Come to find out, there was a tiger shark right below. So this whale.
It was protecting her.
How is that?
How cool is that?
Is that not?
That is cool.
I love that. I love that.
Just so you know, I have 2 suggestions for Shark Week. Okay?
I love Shark Week.
First of all, you know how I love our version of the Crocs, which are the rugged shark ones that are great.
I'm ready.
Yeah. So, but we have them for Shark Week. They have sharks on them.
That's what I got. That's what I got.
So
I'm
absolutely.
So
So that's first one. Second one is go online and look it up, and they are shark slides. So they are slides.
I gotta look.
You got to look those up, and they are all different colors and different sharks, and you can get the fins on them and stuff like that. So you need to look those up.
I'm going to.
So absolutely. So yeah.
Well, and I know we don't have enough time for me to tell my shark story. I know you're sad over there.
I know.
But you know, anyway,
yeah.
I'll have to.
So yes. So absolutely.
Yeah.
So be prepared for Shark Week.
Yes.
Because I'm like you. I have my
Yeah.
rugged sharks for Shark Week, and I may order some of those. They're shark slides. Just look them up.
Well, I've got the hat, and then I've even got a fin hat. I mean, I'm ready, and I wear that when I watch Shark Week.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Da, 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 da.
I know.
All right, Brad, we got to get out of here.
All right.
Let's thank our sponsors. Brad,
sorry.
What was that awkward pause?
Kentucky and his home for the best rock classics.
Brad,
Screeching halt,
keep it up
right
with
there.
Me, okay?
Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, American. Po' Boys Barbecue, Dr. Black Side Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn.
You know I have that effect on people.
Just screeching halt right there.
I'm wearing on you, Brad. I'm wearing on you. All right, have a great Wednesday. Bye-bye.
East Bend Park. That's where my summer happens.
It's where my family has come for generations for great times.
It's where amusement rides and water park slides are just my size.
It's where my friends and I have a blast on the big thrill rides. It's where we can do all the attractions and not spend time in long lines.
It's where you can have unlimited thrills with a 2023 season pass for just $74.99. A pass pays for itself in 2 visits and comes with 2 anytime bring a friend free tickets, discounts, and more. Visit beachbend.com.
Po' Boys Barbecue. It ain't barbecue if there ain't no smoke. New owner Bill and his family welcome you to try the St. Louis style ribs, meat by the pound, or try a variety of dinners with 2 sides. Looking for something lighter? Try sandwiches with pulled pork or chicken, brisket, hand-pounded tenderloin, or the half-pound Angus burger, or ask for the old 38, a sandwich with half brisket.
To change yourself. If you don't like some of the stuff that's in your life, or if you don't like some of the things that you're doing within your life, the only person that can change that is you. You can bring people